Good evening. Tonight, a special judge is considering whether to release the court documents detailing the reasons for arresting Richard Allen in the murders of two teens in Delphi.
The prosecutor in the case wants these documents to stay sealed and saying he wants that to happen because he believes that Allen is not the only actor involved in the case. There was heavy security in Carroll County today as we got our first look at Richard Allen since his arrest last month.
Allen arrived at the Carroll County Courthouse around 8 o'clock this morning and left about 2 hours later. He's charged with murder in the deaths of friends Abby Williams and Libby German in 2017.
Today marked the very first time he's been in the very same room as some of the family members since that arrest last month. And
we've got live team coverage tonight from Delphi. Karen Campbell has a closer look at what we learned about Richard Allen this morning.
Also tonight, our 13 Investigates senior reporter Bob Siegel joins us, breaking down what did and didn't happen in that courtroom hearing today. Bob?
Well, I can tell you earlier today, every parking space around the Carroll County Courthouse here behind me was filled in anticipation of the court hearing. The main purpose of that hearing, to determine whether important documents in this murder case should remain sealed or be released to the public. And it was a packed courtroom in anticipation of the hearing and to be able to listen to the arguments. As dozens of people lined up to attend this morning's court hearing, Richard Allen was escorted into the courthouse through a side door under very high security. Inside, Judge Frances Gall demanded total silence as attorneys tried to convince her why evidence collected against Allen should or should not be public. The Carroll County prosecutor told the judge keeping the probable cause affidavit sealed is necessary to protect witnesses, to prevent chaos, and to allow police to continue their investigation. He said the public has an absolute right to the information, but at what cost? This is still a very ongoing investigation. And then, for the first time, the prosecutor publicly stated, "We believe Richard Allen is not the only actor involved in this." The prosecutor also presented the judge with a statement from the lead state police investigator and a letter from Libby German's grandmother to support his request to keep records sealed. Richard Allen's attorneys told the judge releasing the documents would not create public harm to anyone or jeopardize the case. He said it would actually do just the opposite. Secrecy involved in the case has simply heightened public interest, he said. By continuing that pattern, we are just perpetuating the problem. Defense attorneys urged the judge to release the records. The prosecutor asked her to keep them sealed, or, if they are released, to at least keep the names of witnesses private. While the judge decides, Richard Allen was led out of the courtroom and back into a Department of Corrections van to return to prison as he awaits trial. Now, Richard Allen's attorneys have asked for bail to be set in this case. Right now, there is no bail. A judge set a hearing for that for mid-February. As far as whether the judge is going to decide to release the documents in the case, well, she's considering all the information that she heard in court today. And Ann and Felicia, we expect a ruling to come down within the next week or 10 days or so.
All right. Thanks so much, Bob.
Something we'll be on top of. And we've seen mugshots and sketches of the suspect in this case. But today, this was the first in-person glimpse of Richard Allen since police arrested him.
That arrest was last month, and the judge requested Allen's appearance at that hearing today. Our live team coverage continues tonight from Carroll County with our Karen Campbell.
And Karen, you spoke with Richard Allen's defense attorneys as they left the courtroom. What were they saying?
Well, Felicia and defense attorneys say that Richard Allen maintains his innocence. Allen appeared in the courtroom up on the third floor. He was dressed in a yellow prison jumpsuit, a protective vest, both of his wrists and ankles shackled. He was also escorted by two armed guards.
There he is. He's coming.
Defense attorneys for Richard Allen say the prosecutor has the wrong guy.
You know, I have a client who's innocent, and he wants the public to see that.
Lead defense attorney Brad Rosie says since Allen was arrested in the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German, he's been, quote, confused and bewildered.
When you've only got one side of the story, and your side is that you're in shackles and 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 you're being paraded around by the Department of Corrections, it's hard to tell a story.
A story so far that's impacted Allen's entire family. Attorney Andrew Baldwin says Allen's wife of 30 years loves him.
But it is devastating. She's scared. She doesn't want to leave her house.
Attorneys now preparing for the next stage of their fight for justice for Richard Allen.
He has no idea why this is going on. How can an innocent man be accused of a crime like this and have their life upended? That's the kind of stuff that we've talked about with him.
And coming up at 6, you'll hear why defense attorneys believe that releasing this probable cause affidavit will help their client's case. And Felicia?
All right, thanks so much, Karen, for that live report. This has been a long 5, almost 6 years for Abby and Libby's families, and they were there today in the courtroom for that hearing.
We caught up with a couple of them as they were leaving, including Becky Patty. That's Libby's grandma.
It's what was expected. No, thank you.
And that last comment there was from Abby's mom, Anna Williams. She did not want to speak with reporters. Libby's sister, Kelsey, was also there. She did not speak with us today, but she tweeted, "I feel your love and support today and always."
So to recap the developments from today, the judge in the case says she will decide within the next 10 days whether or not she's going to rule to unseal the documents, the probable cause affidavit surrounding Richard Allen's arrest.
And then in February, she'll decide whether to set bail for him. So we've got an in-depth look at those developments and everything else we learned in court today over on our website. And we've made it easy for you to check this out.
All you have to do is grab your phone and use your camera to scan the QR code we have there on your screen. And if you can't do that right away, don't forget you can always check it out at WTHR.com/Delphi.